The OnePlus 7 Pro is one of the best smartphones available right now, but just like every device, it has its upsides and it has its downsides. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at 5 great things about the 7 Pro and 5 not so great things about the 7 Pro. As usual, starting off with the good stuff, we've got the display. This is easily one of the best features not just on the 7 Pro, but on any smartphone period, and to some, this is the #1 feature this phone has to offer, and rightfully so. OnePlus took a big step this year with this panel boasting 1440p resolution, AMOLED technology, minimal bezels, no notch or cutout, and a 90Hz refresh rate. As much as I love displays from other devices, especially from Samsung phones, there's no question the 7 Pro's display is really something special to not only look at, but to use as well. It's incredibly smooth, and it's almost like once you go 90Hz or higher, you kinda can't go back to anything lower. Next up, we're talking software. Now, as most of you should know, OnePlus's Oxygen OS has become a favorite for many users, myself included. It retains a lot of what makes pure stock Android great and adds, well, pretty much a bunch of stuff we wish Google would add to pure stock Android. The overall user experience is great with all of the tweaks and customizations you can use to take advantage to fit everything to your liking. Things like scrolling screenshots, the baked-in screen recorder, theming and accent colors, navigation buttons and gestures, even the stock live wallpapers all make for a very solid, clean, and easy to use experience. At number 3, we're talking about Warp Charge. There really isn't much to say other than Warp Charge is very fast. So fast that it lets you charge your 7 Pro from 0 to a little over half full in just half an hour. And that's great because if you don't exactly have the time to charge up to 100%, a quick 20 to 30 minute charge will get you a few good hours of use. The 30-watt charging system is great for keeping the phone's large 4000 mAh battery all nice and juiced up. Second to last, we're taking a look at the fingerprint scanner. The 7 Pro's scanner is a nice upgrade from the one found on last year's 6T. It's larger, more accurate, and just better overall. It's not totally perfect, but over time it has gotten better, and I've also gotten more used to it. And it's become a nice feature of the phone. It even performs better than the Galaxy S10's ultrasonic scanner, in my experience at least. Last but most certainly not least, the price. Pretty much everything I talk about with this phone can be tied into the price. Starting at $670, the 7 Pro offers quite a bit, even things other more expensive phones don't have. From the phone's hardware and build quality, top-of-the-line specifications, to its gorgeous display and awesome software, the 7 Pro packs a heavy punch that just might make you second-guess that $1,000 phone you may have your eyes on. Before I get into what's not so great about the phone, I did want to give an honorable mention to the 7 Pro's cameras. While they're not the best a smartphone has to offer, they have gotten better with software updates. And overall, they're certainly no slouch. I had a great time using these cameras during my time in LA. For everyday picture taking, I'm sure these will be more than enough for most users. Just wanted to take a quick second to thank the sponsor of today's video, dbrand. They make awesome skins for your devices, and I personally enjoy using them to give my tech a different, refreshing look, texture, and to even protect my devices from things like scratches. You can check out these and other awesome skins using the very first link in the description. Okay, so now we're getting to some not so great things about the 7 Pro, starting off with the phone's size. Although I am a lover of large phones, I can't exactly say the same about everyone else. The phone's huge 6.67-inch display is eye candy, no question, but usability with one hand may prove to be quite difficult for a lot of people. In addition to that, the phone is pretty hefty, weighing in at just under half a pound, so overall, this will be a two-hander for most users. While that may be exactly what some want, others prefer smaller options, and it's really unfortunate that there isn't a smaller version of the 7 Pro. I think that would have been pretty neat. Next is the lack of a headphone jack. Now I get it, Bluetooth headphones are the wave. There are tons of options out there, they're easy to get your hands on and use, they're convenient, all that. And I'm not gonna lie to you and say that when a phone does have a headphone jack, like the S10 for example, that I'm using it all the time. I actually do use Bluetooth headphones and accessories more often than not. However, I still believe that every phone should have a headphone jack so that us users can have the option to use it. Believe it or not, there are still instances where I have the use for one, and there are a lot of people who are using phones that have the port and are holding back from upgrading to a phone without the port. And on top of this, for some reason, OnePlus decided that they weren't going to include a USB-C to 3.5mm dongle in the box. Nice. So the 7 Pro has this very nice glass back, but unfortunately the phone lacks wireless charging. Now, this is one of those things I consider to be more of a luxury. It's something I can live without, but I still wish it was present here on this phone. I understand this is something they had to cut in order to keep costs down, and heck, a lot of people may not even care that it's not here. But in my opinion, there's just something special about being able to toss your phone onto a charging pad and have it juice up while you go to do something else or even go to sleep for the night. It's super convenient. It's not as practical as wired charging since it takes longer, but it still would have been cool to have. And I guess you could say warp charge kind of helps make up for it. Second to last, we've got no official IP rating. So nowadays, most, if not all flagship phones come with an IP rating, which means the manufacturer made the phone water and dust resistant to a certain extent. Officially. Now, do you guys remember OnePlus's "we just bought a bucket" video saying that water resistant ratings for phones cost you money? Well, there you go, enough said, right? Basically, the phone can withstand a little water, so there is some level of water resistance here, we just don't know the exact level. While you still shouldn't take the phone swimming with you or anything like that, if you do spill a drink on it, drop it in the toilet, or even in a bucket of water, you should be just fine. It's just the peace of mind you get with having an IP rating. And I think it would have been a much better look for OnePlus if they had put the phone through the official process. Closing out the video with the cameras. Now I know I gave the cameras a shout out a little while ago, but the cameras on the 7 Pro aren't exactly where we believe they could be. Like I said before, the cameras are no slouch, and I myself enjoyed the results I got with them overall. However, shots can still come out looking overexposed, a bit washed out, sometimes soft, low light results can be pretty inconsistent, and things like that. So while this set of cameras takes a backseat to what we get with Huawei, Samsung, Apple, and Google, they'll get the job done and then some, especially thanks to updates that have improved the cameras over time and made them even better. Again, they're just not what we believe they could be. You could argue the price of the phone, but remember, the Pixel 3a is a thing after all. So that does it for the 5 best, 5 worst things about the OnePlus 7 Pro. This is a great phone, it's currently my main, and it's one of my favorites of all time. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the Android Police channel if you're new, and drop a comment down below with your thoughts on the 7 Pro. That does it for me, I will talk to you guys later, and thank you so much for watching.